Hi and welcome to Outwell and to the Nevada S from our Privilege collection. This is a compact tunnel design tent that can sleep up to 4 people. With it being from our Privilege collection, you'll find that we're using our Outex 3000 fly sheet on here. This is a good quality taffeta polyester material that you would expect to last for a good long time. It's fully PU coated on the inside and all of the seams have been fully taped to ensure that it's completely waterproof with a hydrostatic head of 3000 millimeters. The frame that we use on here from front to back is all made up of our Duratec fiberglass poles. Now these poles are a little bit different to standard fiberglass poles. You can just see that we have this pattern on the outside here that just highlights the fact that these are Duratec. So basically these have a protective sheath around the outside so that if in the unlikely event something goes wrong, these poles won't shatter into lots of bits. They will just tend to split lengthways. So a little bit stronger and a little bit nicer than your standard sort of black fiberglass poles. Setting the tent up is nice and easy because we colour code the poles to the pole sleeves. What you will actually find is these front 2 poles are identical and then the back one is a little bit shorter, so you'll find that that sleeve is colour coded to that pole, so you can't put the wrong pole in the wrong place. We also then have a rain safe entrance, also using a Duratec fiberglass pole on here, and what this is going to give you is good shelter. If it's a little bit wet or drizzly, then you're going to have this sheltered entrance on the side of the tent here. Also, I just want to highlight while I'm here actually, this side door has a full mesh panel that just zips into place. So in terms of ventilation, we have that well covered here because this is quite a large mesh door. There is another one on the front door as well, which obviously we have open at the moment so we can get inside to show you the features in there. We also have ventilation pods at the front as well, so if you don't want to have your doors open, then you do have these ventilation pods just here, and there is more on the back of the tent as well. Something else that we use on here is our Outwell wind stabilizer system, and we'll just show you how that works. So when it comes to setting the tent up, all we have to do is simply wrap these around the frame and pop the straps into position like this. You'll find there's one at the top and at the bottom of all the poles all the way around the tent, and this is then where we have our guy lines attached. So when we take the guy lines out and peg them into place, the entire fly sheet is pulled against the frame of the tent here, and it's going to make it much more taut and therefore much more stable. All the guy lines are also luminous, which you can see here, so hopefully you should be able to see these a little bit clearer when it's darker outside. And when it comes to packing down the tent, each guy line has its own retainer, so we can just simply wrap the guy lines up and pop them into these loops so that the next time you come to use the tent, they're easily accessible. So coming around the front of the tent, we've got some good sized windows all the way around here, and we'll show you the curtains from the inside, but what we can do is either just have them obviously open like this, or we can close them up fully for more privacy. One thing I want to highlight here is even though it's quite a sort of compact sized tent, it is still a good walk-in height, so you're not having to duck right down to get into the tent. It's still quite a good height, and it's also quite a nice wide door as well, so getting all of your kit in and out of the tent should be nice and easy as well. As I mentioned, there is a mesh door on the front of this as well, which we just have tucked away at the moment, and then obviously you have your waterproof door on the front here. Now what I do just want to highlight is the detail that we go to ensure that this area is going to stay waterproof. So you can imagine when that door is rolled down, it then just Velcro tabs onto here, almost like a waterproof jacket covering the zips. What we then do is, if water does manage to get in behind that cover, you can just see here there is a channel just next to this zip here to try and take the water away from the first zip. If water does get through this zip, then there's then an extra piece of material on here with another channel to take it away from the inside zip. And if I just flip this round, hopefully you'll be able to see that we actually tape this zip as well. So that ensures that that is waterproof behind here, and obviously you've got a lot of protection on there. So really just highlighting the detail that we go to make sure that you stay dry inside the tent. Next, I want to talk to you about the ground sheet that we have in here. It's fully sealed from front to back and side to side. It's bathtub in style, so it does come up at the edges, just around here. You can see that it does come up. Now what that's going to do is stop any drafts from coming into the tent. It's going to hopefully keep out things like dirt and dust and sand, and more importantly, those unwanted creepy crawlies too. At the back of the tent is where we have our bedrooms, and as I mentioned earlier, this can sleep up to 4 people. We have some nice features on the bedrooms. We have some handy storage pockets on the outside. You can also see that we have mesh panels on the doors of the bedrooms as well, so again, good ventilation in here. Inside the bedroom, you'll find that we have a large ventilation panel which corresponds to the outside panel on the fly sheet as well. just down in the corner here, we also have some handy storage pockets as well. What you can do in this tent, if you want to, you can just see here, we have zips on either side of this sheet here, and that would allow you just to roll this up to create one large bedroom, or of course, you can have it as we have here. So as I said earlier on, we've got large windows all the way around us here, so I just wanted to highlight what I was talking about. So you can see that we just have them rolled away at the moment, but these can actually be brought either halfway up here, so if you want a little bit of privacy, then you have that, or they can be fully closed as well. And then just above here, you'll also see that we have this mesh ventilation panel, which is what we were talking about, lots of ventilation within the tent. So one thing you won't be able to see from the angle that you're at is that we have a lantern hanging point in the centre of the tent. Then what we have running away from that, coming all the way down to this area here, is a cable entry point. That's just going to allow you to run your electrics into the tent without having to open up the door and let the bugs in. We have a few optional extras for you to choose from for the Nevada S. Now, we have a carpet for this area in here, just giving you a little bit of comfort underfoot. There's a footprint available to go under the tent, so that when you pitch the tent, you'd pitch the tent on top of that, so that then when you take it down, the underside of your ground sheet is going to be clean and dry. We also then have a front extension available if you do require a little bit more storage or living space. So that is all the features of the Nevada S from our Privilege collection. Thanks very much for watching.